Hello, everybody. So, just the other week, we celebrated 5 years of Splatoon 1 and Splatoon in general, which also means that my channel is 5 years old. Not exactly 5 years old, because I think I made this back in November of 2015, but to celebrate Splatoon 1's 5th anniversary, I decided that it'd be fun to take a look back at some of my older Splatoon 1 content. For those of you that maybe didn't watch my Splatoon 1 stuff, maybe you started watching me around the Splatoon 2 era. And it's actually good because some of the older videos of mine I've since unlisted, so you can't even watch them anyway. So this will be a fun time to just go back and take a look at some of the older stuff that I used to have on here and stuff that couldn't even really be watched anyway. But before we get into that, the actual oldest Splatoon video of mine isn't even on this channel. It's on another channel of mine. I have a channel where I upload all my speedruns and all my glitch videos and stuff. This is actually where I uploaded a Splatoon gameplay back from the test fire. And all I'm going to say about this is this gameplay is rough to watch. Mostly because at the time, I didn't have an HD capture card. So this is all being recorded through an SD capture card. So this is all 480p gameplay. And to make it worse, this was back when I played with stick controls. And the entirety of this video is also muted because this was back when Nintendo was like striking every single channel for having any of their content. So yeah, this is the very first Splatoon 1 video of mine. This was back May 23rd, 2015. And it's really rough to watch. This video in general is just kind of rough, mostly because of the low quality and the stick controls. It's just not I just can't watch this for too long because it's kind of cringy, to be honest. So, yeah, this is the first video, and this is still public. This you can find on my other channel, but yeah, the video, some of the audio was removed because of Nintendo, and so it's just kind of a silent video pretty much the whole way through. But let's go away from this because nobody wants to watch this low quality gameplay. Oh, the audio just randomly came in. But now if we go back to my actual channel, you can see that there's some videos here. The earliest videos have been since unlisted. So let's take a look at some of these old videos of mine. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing build. That was pretty standard at the time. I'm actually using motion controls here. I'm playing Turf War. So when was this? November 25th. Yeah, so this was ranked was out. I don't know why I'm in Turf War. But originally the purpose of this channel was just for me to upload clips, and I wanted to keep it separate from my speedrun channel. So that's all I really did was just upload clips here. And then once I started playing competitive, that's when I started uploading just tournament videos and stuff. And this is, you can't really, I mean, it's still kind of obvious. This was still with an SD capture card, so it's not high quality video. It's still low quality. Okay. And, oh, this one, I actually just rewatched this not too long ago. This was when I did a 1v1 with somebody who I still actually talk to this day. And we went and did rounds with certain rules. The first one here being charters only, and he throws burst bombs at me instead of actually shooting me. And we just every round we have like some different rule that we were doing. This is another one that I've since unlisted just because it's not really worth watching. A lot of these old videos where the quality is just garbage, I've since unlisted. I think this is the one I made. So this is a clip from my friend and past teammate Tudos. This was from his stream where he, I think I made this clip for him, and I think this clip gets kind of loud, so uh, I don't even remember what I did here. I just remember I think it gets loud. What did I do? I think this has never been public. This video was never supposed to be public, I think. Oh, okay. I'm really stupid. And then the first sort of public video that still remains is the oldest tournament video I have. And as you can tell, the quality is still garbage. And in fact, you can't even really read, but this is me and back, like, still the original first tournament I played in was still playing Brush. So it's me, Topher, Dusty, and Swiffy. And I don't even remember how this match went. I'm running way too much damage up here. That's definitely a symbol of the time. I remember. I miss the days of. Oh, I don't. Must have been some lag there. How did this match even go? Some of these I haven't actually watched in a long time. Did I just... Yeah, this is like... This really shows how old some of this stuff is. Like, Krakening there was like the worst play. That was such a waste. And I just get owned. I'm just gonna skip ahead. Not really here to watch for like actual rewatching all of it. We won't be spending this watching all of my videos. But yeah, a lot of the earliest uploads were just tournament VODs. And then what is this one? Oh, this must have been right when I got an HD capture card. And this was the video I recorded just to test it. Yeah, I think that's what this is. So this was when December 7th was when I got an HD capture card. And this capture card was good. Like, it is much better than my composite capture card. But this capture card still technically didn't record in 60 FPS. I think, yeah, it's not even, this video isn't 60 FPS, and I don't even think it recorded in 60 FPS. But I think I ended up later rendering these videos in 60 anyway. Let's see here. Another one. But yeah, so a lot of the original videos on this channel were just clips and then tournament videos. And a lot of these just random clip videos I've since unlisted because I feel like they don't really reflect the kind of content I have now. So they aren't really worth keeping up anymore. Well, that was actually a nutty shot. So yeah, a lot of these I just don't keep up just because they don't really reflect the kind of content I make anymore. So while they were like good for the time, I guess, because I was just posting to post. But nowadays I have a formula sort of for my videos, so these sort of things just don't get uploaded anymore. What was this? Oh, this must have been an older one, because this is still with my SD capture card. What am I... Oh. Oh. That's some pretty epic Splatoon 1 lag. Yeah, so a lot of these old stuff was just random gameplay clips, and then just random tournament videos. And then some of these were okay. Yeah, so this video here, the Understanding Octobrush and Tower Control, was the first video of mine that sort of kind of took off. And I made that video because there was, at the time, there wasn't really anybody that was playing Brush seriously like I was. And people were saying stuff like it was impossible to play it in Tower Control. So I made a video explaining how I played it in Tower Control. And that one got some traction. Then I made an Octobrush montage, and then I made a video showing off the Rainmaker boosting that I don't think SRL found, but we ended up using it the most out of most teams. So I made a video explaining it and how it works and how you can use it. And if you don't know, back in Splatoon 1, the Rainmaker used to push you backwards whenever you fired it, and you could just chain this knockback it was giving you, and you could actually swim through enemy ink using it. Let me just find, I like show it off here. Let's see here. Yeah, you can kind of see how it's like just using it to back boost. You could swim through enemy ink at full speed using it, and so it was pretty nutty. And then just more random clips, and then there started to be videos that were started to reflect some of the later content I would make, like the thoughts on leagues under the ink and thoughts on permanent ink brush, and just other just videos like this. I still continue to upload random tournament clips and videos and stuff. And then the first video, this one right here, the patch notes and thoughts video, this was like the first video of mine that really took off. And the reason why I started making videos like this is at the time there was a few really big Splatoon channels. There was that SRB2 dude who still uploads, Squids Next Door, who doesn't upload anymore, and then Nintendo. Those are the three really big Splatoon channels. And at the time, people were saying like to get into making Splatoon content was sort of dumb because you'd have to compete against those three people. And so I didn't really care to try it. But I felt like after a while I wanted to start doing stuff like this to give my own insight. After I watched one of Dude's videos where he gave his own thoughts on a patch, and I figured, you know, I could do that. I could make a video like this and maybe share my opinions and see what people, if there are people that maybe share my thoughts on things or want to hear my thoughts on things as someone that was not quite at Dude's level, but I was still considered a high level player. So maybe they wanted to hear another high level player's thoughts. So I figured that maybe somebody out there would want to hear what I had to say. And so I made that video, and well, it got a lot of viewers. And then it just sort of became the norm where I was just making those kind of videos anytime I saw, or anytime there was a patch. And then this Rainmaker tips and tricks video, this one is 21K. What is some of these that I did? Oh yeah. This one is still, this trick here is still used in Splatoon 2 to this day. And you bonk off the top, you'll actually get all the points that you would have gotten. Yeah. You'll see teams, if you're watching scrims or something, or tournaments, some teams will even say, like, just go for the bonk. This was something SRL found, where if you just hit your head here, you can get the points for as if you were right here. So that's something that still gets used to this day. What did I... And you see it drops to 68. Now, I have my assistant here, and she's going to take the Rainmaker through my sneak. Now, as you can see, she's already taken... That one wasn't really... So, when you climb up the wall to the overlook, a lot of people immediately go to the top. As you can see, if you just drop to this platform right that one was actually something a lot of people didn't know, that just going onto that platform actually gave you points. And then same with this, a lot of people didn't know you didn't even have to go to the top of that ramp to get those points. Some of these were actually like relevant. Yeah, some of these were like relevant things at the time. But yeah, so I ended up making these videos because I felt like maybe someone else wanted to hear another person's opinion. I never tried to compete with some of those people. I never tried to compete with Dude or Squid6 or Nintendo in terms of viewers. I started to make these videos because I wanted to see if people would be interested in hearing another person's opinion. And while I haven't gotten it too many times, there have been a couple people that have asked me things like, how did you get into making channel or your videos, and how to, like, what to do about making videos. And the thing I can tell you from experience is that there's going to be quite a few people that will say like there's already too many channels, or there's too many already like people making videos. But there's probably people that still want to hear more opinions. I feel like there should always there's more room for people to just keep making videos. And essentially, like right now, there aren't really too many channels left that are still actively making content for this game, especially if like competitive players, there's not too many of them making content anymore. Dude still does. I mean, that's pretty much the only like competitive oriented channel that I know of that still makes videos. And so I think that there's still room for people to make their mark and show up and give their opinions and make their own videos on stuff, because while this series is still pretty big, there isn't a whole lot of traction, and there's not a lot of people making videos for this game, or at least anymore. And there isn't like too big of channels anymore. So I think that I personally believe there's still room for people to show up and make their own mark and make their own videos. And no matter who is still making videos, there's still room for more opinions and more thoughts and more people. Something that maybe I make doesn't cater to somebody, maybe they'll watch Dude stuff. And then if something that people don't like what Dude makes, but they like what I make, then they'll watch my stuff. And then maybe if somebody else shows up and they don't like, and this person doesn't like my content or Dude's content, maybe they'll watch them. Or maybe this person will watch all of our content because they just like the game and like the content that's being made. So I've never actually talked about it. But yeah, I feel like you could, like, if there are people that are still considering getting into making content for Splatoon, don't be afraid of the channels like mine or Dude or anyone else that's big already making content, because there's always room for more people. But yeah, so as for like some of these videos, I mean, like I said, a lot of these I just ended up sort of moving towards what became my formula of making videos that were topics and stuff like that. And then it started becoming less and less of tournaments and things like that. Though for most of Splatoon 1, it still was. And then stuff like what kinds of callouts are important became thing. I think, or as I was just looking at it. Of course, my most known videos from that time were the damage up versus defense up video, and then the is gear editing cheating video. And then here's a bit of a fun fact for you. So some of you may know that I helped Chugga Conroy with his Splatoon 1 Let's Play. This video here, How to Be Annoying with Vanilla Jet, this was something that I didn't even really consider to be something of any relevance. I just thought it was really funny, where I would just stand here and just paint our zone and then just ink strike that zone. Chugga thought this was really funny. He liked the fact that I found a very dumb situational use for something that was so niche and not getting used at all. He actually he told me that he thought that it was kind of cool how I did that. So this was a video that, I mean, I'm not sure if it resulted in like that ended up happening, but yeah. So this was a video I think, well, it's obvious that this isn't optimal at all anymore because it also doesn't apply anymore. It was just a funny idea I had. And then some of this stuff, like some of these videos are still near and dear to my heart, like the my Octobrush montage. In fact, the complete Octobrush guide I made near the end of Splatoon 1. This video took me so long to make. I actually remade this video. I made this video twice because when I was originally making it, the hot laptop I was making it on, the hard drive failed, and so I lost all of it. It came out February 12th, 2017. It was supposed to come out, I think, in November of 2016, but I ended up having to redo everything because the hard drive failed. So it came out pretty late and pretty close to Splatoon 2's launch, so it didn't get as much attention. But and there's some comments in here that I thought was pretty funny. There's a comment in here of a guy who was insulting me, some guy that was like mad. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here it is. Bro, I respect your Octobrush skills, but you don't seem like number one. I'm an S plus Octobrush main myself, and no offense, but it seems like I'm better. Despite rarely playing, and I stress the word rarely, can't imagine if I dedicate a few hours every day since the game came out, I'd be insanely good. I picked up Octobrush in A rank, and I've used it, and haven't used any other weapons ever. Now, comments like these, where it's very obvious that somebody is trying to like bash me or insult me, I've never deleted comments like these because I let these comments stay so people can do stuff like this. You probably haven't been in the competitive scene yet or haven't seen the true side of ranked. You can look at any player and see you can do better, but it's easier said than done. Stuff like that I like. I like people, like, I don't care if somebody says something mean or anything like that. It doesn't affect me. But letting it sit there so people can just come in and just roast them in return, I find that kind of funny. So that's why I don't delete those kinds of comments. But yeah, my original intent for this video was to go back and play Splatoon 1, but I don't have a functioning gamepad, so can't do that. And then the only other thing left I have to say is this is low accuracy a good thing. This video was actually interesting in that this video was actually featured in a Kotaku article. I don't have it with me, but yeah, this video was actually linked in a Kotaku article about competitive Splatoon, which I thought was interesting. So this one, it didn't originally get a whole lot of views, but then it got up to 6,000 because it was linked in a Kotaku article. But yeah, and then I saw a couple more videos from Splatoon 1. Stuff like the double bomb Octobrush. Something that a lot of people were calling me out and saying that I was like, this was a really bad build. Oh man, I miss being able to play this build. But yeah, a lot of people are not fans of that, claiming that I was like off my rocker and had no idea what I was talking about. But yeah, it's some of these videos are still, I mean, I would probably still go back and watch a couple of these. I think some of these older scrim videos and tournament videos would be fun to go back and watch when I'm not making a video like this. But some of these, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see where I came from, I guess, because of how like low quality everything was at the start. And then I ended up finding something that was like, you know, a good footing with like this, like a patch notes video. And then I just kept going with them, and people kept watching them and watching them. And then I started to really pick up around Splatoon 2. Yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. I mean, maybe one day I'll come back and when I get a functioning gamepad, I'll do some Splatoon 1 stuff again just for the fun of it. But yeah, so this was a bit of a different type of video. Hopefully people thought this was interesting to get a sense of why I started this channel and what this channel was originally for and anything like that. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I think we'll probably just end it off with a little video where I just make fun of the fact that the 96 gal is easy, and once again just playing Turf War. So I want to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time.